Welcome, students. We have a treat especial today. It is Saturday, and we are going to do some Science Experiment Saturday. And we're going to be using some science experiments and some all materials that you probably have at your house. Now, after watching this video, if you decide this is something you want to do, you need to make sure that you talk to mom or dad or grandma or whoever's there so you're not making a big mess. So today we are in the kitchen. I have my assistant, Rebecca.
Hello.
Rebecca's here to help me out. And we are going to be talking about some things in science that we've already talked about, but it's still a great review. Way back in the beginning of the year, we talked about the properties of matter. And in science, we talked about 3 different types of matter. We can have a solid, like we're a solid. This counter is a solid. We can have a liquid, like water, soda, milk, and we can have a gas like oxygen, nitrogen, or in the experiment we're going to do today, carbon dioxide. I know a lot of you know about a gas because if you've ever had a balloon that floats, that has the gas helium in it, and that's lighter than air. That's why the balloon can float. All right, so for today's experiment, we're going to need a couple of basic household items. Number 1, we are going to need vinegar. This is regular old white vinegar, but you can use apple cider vinegar, balsamic vinegar, but I just have regular white vinegar. The other item you're going to need for our experiment is you are going to need regular old baking soda, any kind works. And you'll need a few other things. You're going to need a balloon. You're going to need a funnel.
It doesn't have to be a pink balloon.
Doesn't have to be a pink balloon. You're also going to need some type of bottle.
And we're using a Diet Coke bottle.
An empty Diet Coke bottle. Now, here's what's going to happen. We are going to take our solid. We're going to take our solid, which is the baking soda. We're going to take our liquid, which is the vinegar. And when we combine them together, they're going to have a chemical reaction. And that chemical reaction is going to give off carbon dioxide. Now, we're going to use the balloon to trap the carbon dioxide. So the first step that we're going to do in our experiment is I take about a half a cup of vinegar right here, and I just poured it in this little cup, and I'm going to pour it inside the bottle. Now, if you notice, I'm doing this whole experiment in the sink, because if something goes wrong, then all the mess is in the sink. So I'm going to take this, and I'm going to pour the vinegar into my bottle.
Very carefully.
Very carefully. Exactly. And here's where we're going to use the funnel. And I'm going to get my assistant, Rebecca, to help me out. If you see Rebecca, she's stretching out the balloon. There you go. She stretched out the balloon, and we put it on the funnel. Becky, tell everyone what we're going to pour into the balloon.
Baking powder. Soda.
Baking soda. Yep. Here you go. Now, you're going to have to shake it. And we're shaking the baking powder, or the baking soda, down inside of the balloon.
Can we get something to
And
it's not going in.
Yes, it is. See how I'm shaking? You got to shake the balloon to get it in. Now, here's the important part. And this is a little tip. This is a little tip to make this be successful for you. I'm going to carefully pull the balloon off. Now, the balloon right now is full of baking soda. But if we just put this balloon on the bottle and let the baking soda pour in before we have the balloon on the bottle, our gas is going to escape. So a little trick that I have is I'm going to take the balloon and I'm going to twist it. Let me see if you can see that on the computer screen. See how I twist that in there? So now all the baking soda is in the bottom of the balloon, and I can take this balloon and I'm going to open it up. See if you can see right there. You can see it. I'm going to stretch it out over there. And now, all that baking soda is in here, and Rebecca is going to help me. She's going to help untwist that balloon,
And put it up in
and
there.
she's going to dump in the baking soda. And can you see some of that baking soda falling down in there? Oh, and now we see it fizzing. The chemical reaction is happening, and look at the balloon. It's filling up with carbon dioxide.
And
That carbon dioxide is our chemical reaction. We changed a solid and a liquid into a gas, carbon dioxide. Now, Don't worry, carbon dioxide is safe. It's not a harmless or flammable gas. But it is pretty cool that we filled our balloon up with that. That is science. This is science you can do at home. And look at the simple things that I did. Now, my hint, after Rebecca dumped the baking soda in, I did hold on to the top of that bottle with my hand.
Or you'd have a mess.
You would have a mess, yeah. So, that is one great way you can do this experiment. Now, I'm going to tell you another way you could do the experiment. You could take a plastic Ziploc bag, like a little zipper bag, and you could put some of the vinegar in it, and then you could dump the baking soda in and seal it real shut, and that will puff up the bag. But if you put too much baking soda and vinegar, it can actually make the bag go pop. So you have to be a little careful if you try to do it that way. But that is science. That was our Saturday Science, and I'm so happy you tuned in. And check in next Saturday for another Saturday Science Experiment with Rebecca. Thank you very much. Have a great weekend. Bye-bye, boys and girls.